Well, hello. I want to talk to you tonight about the Noodler's Ahab. Now, this is, oops, and that's not an Ahab. Try that again. I want to talk to you tonight about the Noodler's Ahab. Noodler's Ahab is one of the bigger Noodler's offerings. It was introduced after the Nib Creeper came out, before the Noodler's Conrad came out. Mr. Tardif says it was inspired somehow by whales, and I guess the clip is supposed to look like a whale on top, but I live in North Dakota. It's not like I see that many whales, at least not of the aquatic variety. Anywho, screw cap on the Ahab. This is my Kung to Chung pen, so when you look at the close-ups, you're going to see blue marks on it. That's because that's a very difficult ink for me to clean out of the pen. And I've kind of given up making it perfect because I always put the same kind of ink in it until I use up the bottle. When you unscrew the barrel, this is kind of a different filling mechanism from the other Noodler's offerings. And I was trying to think, as I was planning out this review, do I know of another pen with this filling mechanism? And honestly, I can't come up with one. I'd love to know if there is one. Let me know in the comments. But what it is, it's a plunger fill. I think it probably holds more ink than the Conrad or the Creep. Well, definitely more than the Creeper. You can also make this an eyedropper fill pen. I have no interest in having this much ink in an eyedropper to accidentally open up, so I have never tried that. But the plunger, what you do is you plunge it twice. There's a little breather tube in here. The piston rides up and down on the breather tube. You actually end up, when I fill this, I'll do a quick filling film in here. When you fill it, though, the top of the piston actually does fill up with ink as well as the bottom of the piston. It does unscrew. There's a little breather tube. I'm not 100% sure what it does. I've taken it out and put it in. I haven't noticed any difference, so I leave it in. It is attached to the feed, which is friction fit along with the nib. Now, I noticed after a lot of fights with my last Ahab that, oh yeah, the grip here actually has a specific way to insert the nib and feed so that they fit. As far as size goes, I think I hinted at this already, but I'm going to hint at it a little more strongly. Capped, the Conrad has not quite a 1/4 inch on it. Uncapped, the Conrad has maybe 1/8 of an inch on it. Posted, which I absolutely hate with the Ahab. Usually I just don't like posting. I hate it with the Ahab. But posting, maybe you can see why. The Ahab is about 1/2 inch longer than the Conrad. Now there's one last issue I want to address with the Ahab. I forgot to bring this up with my Creeper video, so I'll bring it up right now. With the Ahab and the Nib Creeper and the cheaper version of the Conrad, it's made out of a special type of plastic. I guess it's a cheaper plastic, but anyhow, there's a bit of a smell to it. Now, I have a very sensitive sense of smell, and it really does not bother me. But I also work around chemicals and dead animals because I'm a science teacher. So I have a weird sense of smell, even though it's very sensitive. So it never bothered me. It bothers some people. Some people just absolutely detest Noodlers because of this smell. To me, it's a little bit chemically, but whatever. Go walk into my classroom sometime if you want chemical smells. Right now, I've had this pen a little over a year. I can smell it when I shove it right up to my nose like that, but that's it. So, enough of that. I will fill this guy up with a very nice ink, and then we'll do a writing sample. As I stick the nib, let's see, I'm going to do plunging action. I'm going to stick the nib into the ink, just like any fountain pen. Pull. And I had to hold it, but you can see I've got a partial fill of ink. Now I'm going to repeat. Maybe you heard that. And pull again. And now you can see I've got a nearly full fill of ink. And interesting, the plunger part of the piston is actually also full of ink, and that's a function of the breather tube. I'm going to do a writing sample now with my Noodler's Ahab, and you can see I filled it with Noodler's Kung to Chung, which I may have pronounced wrong. And it feels like a typical Noodler's Flex nib. It has some flex with it. It's a nice writer, a lot of good flow. I think it writes as well as a Conrad. I just happen to prefer the shape of the Conrad pen. You'll see some railroading. I'm going to see if I can make it railroad here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So if I write really fast, I can make it railroad. Oh, there it goes. But railroading is not something that I deal with as a regular problem. It may have more feedback than some people like. Some people like a really smooth nib. There it goes. Some more railroading. All right. So if you write too fast, the feed can't keep up. But that's the thing with flex writing. You're pouring out a massive amount of ink, and you don't want to write too fast. Now, your purists are going to say, oh, not a flex nib. You know, whatever. I'm happy with the flex I get. I can write at a decent speed when I want flex. Overall, very nice pen. Nice feedback. Shape is a little wonky. I really don't like the clip. And I prefer the shape of the Conrad overall. But nevertheless, the Ahab is a very nice, low-cost pen. And I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.